Alright, so we're gonna get started. How lucky for us, we get to go first, and our hand's very good, so we will keep this. So like right now we're looking for Escape to the Wild. We have Lucky Clover on 2, and Beanstalk Giant at 3 holding up Bone Crusher Giant mana. That's going to be our turn 3 play. It's not going to be too much of a biggie if we don't get Escape to the Wild within the next 2 turns. So he's probably playing Aristocrats based on this Fabled Passage and him grabbing a mountain. So, yep. Hooray. Okay, so we're gonna try to reduce the amount of damage that we receive as much as possible. So, do this. So we're gonna. So generally, I always hold up blue-red. Primarily, this lets us bluff pretty much everything. This is where we're gonna find out if Scorched Dragonfire is very good. So he is gonna do that. So we'll just go to the end step to do this. And yes, I do not play with auto tap. I do not like it. So target his face. The copy will target the Wolf Strider. He's gonna sack this anyway, which is why we're not targeting it. So we might as well just get into points of free damage. Yeah, so we have a bit of time. So we're gonna do this. So we are going to grab Scorched Dragonfire and Escape to the Wild. And kind of what we were talking about before, where having this card in the sideboard basically gives you access to it at all times. We missed a land drop. We started off with kind of a lot of lands, so that was to be expected. He didn't draw his oven because he would have played it by now. Ooh, interesting. This card, seeing play, is usually indicative of him playing the Grixis version of the deck. So that's just something to keep in mind. Ooh, unlucky, we actually didn't hit a land off of that, weirdly enough. So we are going to do this. And I do value my Edgewall Innkeeper, so we aren't going to attack here. Okay. So we're actually just going to discard this card, which is fine. Okay, so we're going to lead off with a Beanstalk Giant. This just basically reduces our mana by 1, so it's a 1 mana play, and I rather, given that our life is kind of at a high point, I would rather just develop my board. I have a second Edgewall Innkeeper to discard, so we'll just play these 2 tapped, and we are going to lose this second Escape to the Wild and this not Love Struck Beast, this Incubation Incongruity, so like that's fine. He's gonna swing in, we're gonna block here, and then we're just gonna discard an Edgewall Innkeeper. Oh, there's the Witch's Oven. So we're gonna discard this card. No biggie. We basically have a lot of cards on the board. We have a lot of cards in our hand, quote unquote, as these are exiled and we can just play them on the following turn. So we're Scum off the ground. And a lot of the reason why I play this right now at sorcery speed is these will go away during my end step, so this is pretty much like the only time in which I can play this. So we're gonna target this. Of all the permanents that are on the board, he's just gonna sack whatever we target. We're gonna discard Croxa. We're gonna bounce back Croxa, and we're also gonna. This is gonna force him to sack it. He's not gonna sack it. Interesting. Okay. So that was. I'm assuming that our opponent does not expect that we have a second copy of Scorched Dragonfire in our hands, so we're gonna do this and we're gonna hold up negate. Let's see. So what are we doing? We will bounce. And we'll just get some damage in, because our life totals are pretty high. Oops. I think I targeted the same card. Oops. Eh, no biggie. Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. I'm not dumb. So just... Oops. Forgot to attack with this. That's fine. And so we're pretty close to the amount of mana to do combo kill. I think we're actually there. We just gotta get back a Fae of Wishes. So that's gonna resolve. And so he didn't really have a good way of doing this, because doing it this way, or doing it the other way, I'll just negate the Witch's Oven, and then I would end up discarding the Scorched Dragonfire, but he wouldn't be able to necessarily play anything else alongside with that. Like, he would do that, and he would play, like, these dorky 2-drops, which is, like, fine. Yep. So he did end up milling another copy of Croxa, which is not ideal, but that's fine. We are going to draw 2 cards because we're going to do this. Ended up not needing to do that. And so we're just going to attack with these 1/1s. And so just get his life down a little bit, because we are almost there. Play this, because he's at 22 now. He can go up to 25. We're going to full swing in. He's going to be forced to block next turn anyway. Or he's not going to be forced to block. But we are holding up a Fae of Wishes. I don't think that he'll be able to discard twice. That's fine. This could play Croxa. He's at 20. So yeah. So all of these cards, these self-mills versions, this might just be a pure black-red version, but normally this variant of the deck that I've seen plays blue, and it usually also plays Lazov, because you can play Lazov onto randomly mill it, and then on turn 4 on turn 3 you would be able to get a turn 3 Croxa with the Lazov in play. So he's dead. So we are going to expansion, and then fling. And then fling this at him. We're gonna make sure that we have full control open. So sack this. And then, yeah, he's gonna like deal us a bunch, like kind of kill our board. Doesn't matter. So we're gonna copy this, submit, I'll pay, dissolve, and then target him again. And that's 24 points of damage. And we got game 1.